The MacBook Air, the small and scrappy 11 versus the bigger brother 13. Well, these are the things I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about storage, computing, connections, battery, and size. Let's start with storage. There is the basic 64 for the 11, and what I mean by basic is I don't think it's enough for your normal needs. As in, you need a secondary computer for this. If you are a normal user like myself, well, I consider myself as a power user, so I don't think it's enough. And you know what is enough though? The 128 gigs. I think this hits a sweet spot right now. But you know what? Go with a 256 if you want to be more future-proofed, because we're starting to download more things and have more media on our hard drives. And you know, I also think that the 256 is more for content creators. So keep that in mind. Let's talk about computing. There's the 1.6, 1.7. You know what? I don't even care about these numbers. You know what I care about? I care about these two numbers. The i5, which is more for basic computing, compared to the i7, which is more for advanced computing. That's it. That's all you need to know. And oh, just as a note, you don't always hit the peak of your processing. As in, 95% of the time I have my MacBook Pro, at least right now because I'm a student, I don't really use 100% of my processors. And when I do use my processors, I just wait. If I had an i5 chip in my Pro, it'll take a little bit longer, but so what? Just wait. You know, go out and enjoy the sunshine right now that I'm not enjoying right now because I'm making this video. Let's talk about the RAM, 2 and 4 gigabytes. Well, you know, what does this mean? Who is it for? Actually, first of all, let me tell you guys that you can't upgrade this RAM. So whatever you pick right now, you know, you're gonna have to stick with it. You can't upgrade the storage, so you know, you're a little bit safer with that one. But RAM is more for manipulation, for content manipulation, like photo, audio, and video. So if you're gonna manipulate media, or maybe even some programmers are gonna use it. But if you're gonna manipulate media, you want more RAM. Stick with 4. And again, that's more for pro usage, I would say. Now let's talk about connections. Let's start with the SD card. The 13-inch has an SD card versus the 11 that doesn't. But you know what? You can always, you know, get a USB converter for an SD card. So that's something to keep in mind. But you know what I like the best? I like this Thunderbolt. It's kind of embarrassing right now, isn't it, for Apple? There's not really that many devices for the Thunderbolt, but they're totally pushing it with all their machines. I really think that this could be the future, at least for for professionals. Sorry, I was stuttering there. I think this is more for professionals. You know why? Because if you get a 13-inch MacBook Air fully decked out, and then you have this super awesome, you know what? This is my dream. This is what I'd love to have if I had unlimited money, which I don't, unfortunately. If you guys out there have unlimited money, make sure to send me some, because I'd appreciate it. But let's get back to topic. The 13-inch MacBook Air, this is what I'd love to have, right? I'd love to have a huge monitor, that Thunderbolt monitor, and use that as a hub, and have another battery. I mean, not a battery, jeez. And have a hard drive, a really fast hard drive for lots of storage. And you know what? This 13 Air should be decked out. So if you want to go pro and mobile at the same time, or semi-pro, I would say, because you probably have a Mac Pro or a 17-inch MacBook Pro. But if you want to go semi-pro and be mobile at the same time, decked out 13-inch Air with a 27-inch Thunderbolt display right in front of you and a big hard drive, big fast hard drive, Thunderbolt hard drive. Okay, let's talk about battery life. Whew, okay, the 11 Air has about 5 hours worth of battery, and the 13 Air has 7 hours. Now, it doesn't look that much, right? It doesn't look that much of a difference, but it's actually noticeable, especially if you're away from plugs all the time. So it really is noticeable. But you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see a 10-hour battery. This is what I'd like to see in the future of MacBook Airs. I really want to see them hit that 10-hour mark and still stay the same weight and the same size and all that stuff. Oh, the 30 days. What do I mean by 30 days? Sorry, I gotta give you context there. These MacBook Airs stay on standby for 30 days and still have a charge left in them. I never realized how awesome this is until I bought, I sold my Air and I bought a Pro and I shut the lid, I opened it, and I lost like 10-15% of my battery life from a couple of days of not using it. But I started missing it because I really like that you just shut the thing and you pretty much have the same battery the next day. Now let's talk about size. Oh, you know what? Let me fix that one. That's way too small. There we go. That's more like it. Let's talk about the size, and I'm talking about the physical size of the actual Airs. Now, this is the increase from 11 to 13. The increase in area is about 22%, the increase in weight is about 20%, and the increase in pixels is about 90%. So you know what? If you're going for, if you're thinking of getting the Air because of, physical stuff, it's about a 20% increase in the physical dimensions and the pixels. And that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. This is, that's it for me. Bye.